This is Rod Kusaman, Spooman for Risk on August the 9th, Tuesday, 2016. All times on the chart are Central Standard Time. The premium today was very helpful in predicting the short. We're going to look at how we can use the threshold setting and look back at previous activity to get an idea of how the market may behave. Now, normally what we're trying to do is look forward and using the existing thresholds anticipate what will happen in the future, but in some cases you can't really establish your threshold until a little later on, and therefore now need to look back at where the market has been to see whether anything was predicted. So for example, in setting the lower threshold during the first half hour, we really didn't get much in the way of pivots to anticipate exactly where that threshold might be. Now, for example, our first pivot here would have placed the threshold down at this level in here. And as we move forward, it would have placed it even higher. But then at this point in time, we would have seen a move down to negative 481. And then this much lower pivot here. So that would have caused us to think, well, now that's not really a higher low, so maybe we can't use that, and we discard it. And then we come over here to this position here, and we look at the lows on the premium at this point at negative 472. So you're looking at various places where this low threshold might be, and then you come to this point right there where this low, let's expand that a little bit more. We look at this low pivot, and it corresponds to this bar at negative 503. Now, if that's correct, and we look back, we should be setting a threshold that would have allowed us to anticipate the continued move up, which we do. But we also look back and notice that this low here at 901.50 corresponds with this low on the premium, which is at a much lower level and therefore predictive of the return back to 2177.50. So on that basis, you've got a real good setup for a short as the market moves up to its final high of the morning. Now, could you have anticipated where that high would be? Well, the premium, as we moved up into this range at 82.50, continues to show itself divergent and a real good barometer of the pending drop. And you could have made money on these temporary shorts. But we don't really see the market move to the high until a bit later on. But all of these highs, we see nothing there on the premium suggesting that this is going to move back up. Until right in here, that first bar, oftentimes first bar is predictive and ought to be able to make it back to 82.50, which we see happening right in here. And then once again, we get this divergent until finally right there, let's move that forward a bit. That first bar of that move above the upper threshold, and then again that's tested below the upper threshold. Down we go again. So there was money to be made on these little shorts, but where the market was really going could have only been seen with the use of some market profile data. And here in this market profile, you can easily see 83.50. Now that has been revised as a result of these moves. Earlier, it was only at 21.83. and unfortunately I don't have a recording of that, but we were looking at 83 even as the upper value area, and of course it just moves a little bit higher than that, which isn't unusual, and then we see the move down. So nice opportunity to short that and take it all the way back to the initial premium level, predicting 77.50. So that's a nice 6-point drop, and you could have seen that the low value area was quite a bit lower than that. So consequently, an easy 6-point move, if not more, just by looking at the premium and having some market profile data, could have really cleaned up on that particular move without any problem at all. Also in our composite market profiles, we also had the 2183 level shown here. You would have anticipated that we would have at least gotten up close to that level at 83 from this high, which occurred yesterday. So it's only reasonable to expect that the market would have tested that level, which it did. Didn't find any further buying going on, and down we came. If you're not familiar with how to read the premium, we invite you to take a demo. Learn from us. If you don't know how to read the premium, you are cutting yourself short when it comes to making high probability trades, profitable trades with very little stop loss. And we can teach you how to do that through our system. I'm Rod Kusin, Spooman for Risk.